Hi everyone, it's Shar and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another Create Sim. This is for my Shar save file. From here on out, probably any Create Sim or speed build you see on my channel is for my save file, which if you don't know, I am rebuilding the entire Sims world for all the packs that I have. And it is going into my Not So Berry Legacy Challenge because that's a Legacy Challenge, which means we're going to be playing for 10 generations. And I want the Sims to actually have depth, and I want the world to actually have depth. Now, Venessa is a very interesting character because she's one of the only characters in the Sims world in my save file that actually has a connection already to my Legacy family, which is the Gray/Reese family. And the reason is that Venessa was in a relationship with Sullivan, and Sullivan is the husband of our mid-generation Sim. Now, they were together when they were relatively young. I would say just when Venessa moved to Del Sol Valley, she would have met Sullivan and they would have gotten into a relationship. So I would say she was probably about 18 years old. Now, in any Sims 4, like if you have Get Famous in any world, Venessa has her own bio already. It's that she's from a small suburban town and she moves to Del Sol Valley to become a famous actress. That's not her backstory in this. She's still from a small town and she still moves to Del Sol Valley, but she actually moves to Del Sol Valley because she is a fashion designer and she wants to be a stylist to the stars. And when she and Sullivan met, she would have been very early on in her career, just trying to make it. But now in the save file where Sullivan is at in his life and where she's at in her life, she is a relatively well-known stylist. She's a 3-star celebrity. She's currently in a relationship with Dirk Dreamer. And like all my save file videos, I want to explain to you kind of Venessa's backstory. So Venessa and Sullivan, that's the crux of the backstory because not much happened before then, not with Venessa at least. They were in a relationship, and Venessa did actually really love Sullivan. She adored him, but he was involved in crime, and really heavily in crime. He was drug dealing, he was a hacker, he even stole here and there. He just learned what it meant to get by, and that's what he did. And Venessa for a while was like, okay, whatever, but as she got more and more well-known in her career, she didn't like that she was associated with Sullivan, who was doing all of these things. And because she loved him so much, she hated that he was putting himself in danger. Now, none of Sullivan's friends liked Venessa because Venessa actually is a social climber. To be honest with you, she really wants to be famous. She wants to be well known. She thinks she has a lot of talent and skill, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to be known for her talent and skill. That is her goal for her lifetime. It's to make use of her talents and to have other people enjoy what she does. And she does whatever she needs to in order to achieve that. But when she was getting famous, she didn't like that Sullivan was still associated with that. And she didn't like that Sullivan was constantly putting himself in danger. And she saw a lot of potential in Sullivan, but knew that he was never going to change his ways without some kind of intervention. And as much as she loved Sullivan, she also recognized that she was not enough to make Sullivan change his ways. That he was never going to do anything different with his life just because she left him. In fact, that might make him do something worse. Not that that's her responsibility. So instead, Venessa does the best that she can, and she actually turns Sullivan in to the police, and he ends up spending several years in jail. He gets out early on good behavior, and during that time, she breaks up with him, and she goes about and living her own life. She goes through several months, I would say probably even a year, where she is like upset about the end of the relationship, but ultimately she knows that it's what's best for her and for him. With that said, there's this quote that goes around that I really like, and it's like, you have to make peace with the fact that you are the villain in someone else's story, regardless of how good your intentions were. And that is what's true for Venessa here. She is the villain, quote unquote, in Sullivan's story. He doesn't resent her anymore for it, but he does hold a lot of tension around their old relationship. But he's moved on, he's with Aubrey, and they're very happy together. But of course, that's a terrible way for your relationship to end, for your girlfriend to send you to prison. And now, like I said, Venessa is in a relationship with Dirk Dreamer. These two are very happy together. They're completely in love. And Venessa is incredibly happy because Dirk Dreamer, in my save file, is not a tech guy. He is actually an actor, and he's a really famous actor. I would say he's more known for comedy and sitcoms and things like that. And he and Venessa are in a relationship now. The reason why Venessa is also really happy about that is because Dirk is super famous and they are now Hollywood's hottest couples, and she's getting more clients than ever for her styling gig and her career. Now, of course, that's due to her own talent, but also due to the connections she now has via Dirk Dreamer. Now, the issue is Dirk might be catching on a little bit that Venessa does love him, but maybe part of that love is also about who he is, and that meaning his fame, not necessarily who he is as a person, just who he is to the rest of the world. So we're going to have to see how that plays itself out. I know how that plays itself out, but because it's the Char save file, you don't know how it's going to play out, and it could be your choice. You can choose to play with this version of Venessa. And I'm so happy with how she turns out. I think she's absolutely beautiful, and you can still tell that it's Venessa. I don't change any of her features aside from her eyes, which I make a slightly different color. They changed to my default eyes anyway, and I think it makes more sense with the way they look now. And the only outfit she wears a wig on is her hot weather outfit. This is Venessa. This is her backstory in my save file. This is the role she played in Sullivan's life and how she's connected to her Not So Berry Legacy Challenge. And we're going to have to see where that story goes in the future. I have a lot of ideas, but I'm going to have to decide. I'm going to have to wait to see what mood I'm in when it comes down to it. So all I'm doing now is I'm changing her cold weather outfit. I think Venessa is one of my only Sims who naturally randomize with the hot and cold weather outfits, like not looking that bad. But I wanted to fit her persona of her being like a fashion designer who is known, or a fashion stylist who's not afraid to experiment with different styles. She doesn't have one like cohesive sense of style with all of her outfits. She's not afraid to experiment or try new things, but I don't change up this particular outfit too much. So I'm doing her nails, changing the color of her jeans, and changing her top, and of course her makeup, because I keep her makeup bold. I like that she plays around with it, but I give her my more CC, kind of alpha, kind of maxis match, I think somewhere in the middle with her eye makeup, and just tone it down a little bit so it looks a little bit less 2010s and just a little bit more modern and more expertise to it. So this is Venessa. Here are her final outfits. Here is her everyday wear. I'm going to tell you that's one of my favorites. I think it really embodies Venessa as I see her. She's absolutely beautiful. Here's just the changes that skin details and makeup I put on her did for her, as well as giving her alpha hair. Her formal outfit you'll see in a minute, but let me just show you her full everyday wear because I love it so much. I love the jeans and the jacket. The jacket's actually the game. The jeans are custom content. The shoes are the game. Then we have her formal outfits. Venessa actually looks absolutely stunning in yellow. I do a little homage to who she was with her purple liner, but more her purple eyeshadow, but more holographic purple, and her yellow dress, which I think she looks beautiful, kind of like wedding-y, but I think it looks really nice on her. Her athletic wear, I stick to the yellow theme. I gave her some nice expensive, I think they're like Balenciaga sneakers. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of world. And of course, again, yellow theme with her pajamas. Super cute, super ruffly, lots of lace, just adorable, soft look. Vanessa's cheerful, she's ambitious, and she's neat. I'm showing the cheerful aspects a little bit with her dress, but also like the I am that bitch with hers. This is the neon dress. I think it was inspired by Kim Kardashian, and I love the way it looks on Venessa. Now, from the side at certain angles, you are definitely going to see something you're not meant to see, but we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I'm checking on that. I'm like, oop, nope. So don't worry about that right now. She'll be careful when she walks. Her swimwear, which is super cute. I think, again, it just shows where she is in her life at this moment. And I would say Venessa is in her late 20s. And she's hoping to get engaged to Dirk sometime soon. But we're going to have to see her hot weather. And then finally her cold weather, which you just saw me finish. So thank you so much for watching this video. Love you all lots. I'll see you next time in my next video. Bye, everyone.
Now that you're gone, I spend my nights all alone here, wishing you were here, sweet and must be.